Okay, and we're here. So, my name is Aylward. Thank you for joining us today. This is my interview series, Stories, Inspiration and Lessons. And I'm joined here today by the fabulous Kate Tompsett, founder of Happy Glorious. Hello. How are you today, Kate?
I'm good. Everything is lovely. Spring is arriving in Britain, and yeah, it's all good. Everything is good with the world.
Yes, fantastic. Good to hear. So you're sat in your lovely shop, which we'll certainly be talking about later on. So Kate is currently sat in Cranbrook.
I am in Kent. Lovely little town, very steeped in history and set in its ways. But yeah, lovely. It's good to be.
Excellent. So you are, founder, creator of Happy Glorious. So for the people watching, what is Happy Glorious?
It is a shop selling British-made gifts, art, things for the home, just lovely, pretty things that are all made in this country. So I set it up online 5 years ago, and then gradually, with some help from my friends and my esteemed business coach Will, have brought it to fruition, and it's now a real life shop as well.
Wow. Yeah, so 5 years ago you had this idea, and I know that you started as the website, and it's grown into, we can see where you're sat right now.
Yes.
So my first sort of question is, do you remember, or was there a sort of specific moment when you had this thought of, yes, I want to create a website, I want to create a business? Was there a moment like that for you, or was it something that, several events that led up to the decision?
It was, as it turned out, it felt like a one moment, but I think it was a gradual process. In 2011, I didn't have the best year. It wasn't that anything bad happened, but I was just feeling a bit frustrated, feeling a bit stuck. And so, although I'm not normally very good at New Year's resolutions, I thought, right, okay, 2012, I'm going to do more stuff. I'm going to say yes to more things. I'm going to do weird things. I'm going to just take more opportunities. So, I mean, I'm not a bungee jumper or a fly solo across the Atlantic or anything like that. But I did things. I bought some tropical fish, and I did some background artist work for television, and I invited all my friends to go to the pub dressed as pirates. So just silly little things that just nudged me out of my comfort zone, and just made me feel a bit more me, if you know what I mean. Just pushing myself that little bit. And then it was quite an optimistic year, 2012. There was the Jubilee, there was the London Olympics, there was the royal wedding, and there was a little bit of flag waving and a bit of optimism in the air. And it was kind of, you know what, actually, although we don't like to shout about it, Britain's all right. And I just happened to hear someone say Happy and Glorious on the radio, and I thought, it's a good name for a shop. And I mentioned it to my parents and said, one day I might have a shop. I'll call it Happy and Glorious. I'll sell British things. And they went, okay, yeah, that's a good idea. So I went home and set up social media and placed my first order, and went and registered for a trade show and bought the domain name. And it was just 15th of July, 2012. That was, bing, let's do it. So yeah, I'm quite impetuous. I just get on with stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think that's so cool, just to make that decision, at the end of that year of, I want more. And I think we all get to this stage where, things are good, things aren't particularly terrible, but it's almost like that, you said it before, that comfort zone of just, it's not awful, but I want more. More.
Something for myself as well. I'd worked for other people for a long time and worked hard for them and loved working for them, but it was just, I want to create something that's mine or mine. It's just, something for me, for a change.
Yeah, and that's so cool, just to sort of listen to that voice and to, go to the pub dressed as pirates and just start.
I mentioned that one, Will.
Yeah, me too. But just to start, sort of creating, because I think, when we're in the stage before we take the jump and we start a business, or we start nudging ourselves out that comfort zone, we're reacting we're reacting to life, and it's not so bad. But actually, just to ask that question, what do I want? What do I want to create?
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's really cool. So this year will be 5 years. So July 15th will be the 5-year anniversary of Happy and Glorious.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And how does that feel? You know, it's half a decade.
Oh, I tell you what, that makes me feel old. But no, good. Really, really good. I mean, it's been a long time coming. It's been a really slow process. It's been at times frustratingly slow process because I am so impatient. But yeah, it's just really, really positive, and I'm excited to find out what happens next. I really am. I'm enjoying it where I am now, but it's kind of, come on then, what else can we do? If we can do this much, what else can we do?
Yeah, I love it. So you mentioned before that you'd worked for other people. You'd always been employed for other companies. What would you say the best part of being your own boss is?
Do you know, there are so many good things. I just love it. At the moment, I can't imagine working for anyone else again, but obviously, things change, whatever. But it's having the ability to wake up in the morning and not know what's going to happen. I love that. I love not knowing. I don't know how many customers I'm going to have. I don't know if the website's going to be busy. I don't know if I'm going to have huge deliveries and chaos and just not knowing. I love not knowing from day to day. It's really exciting. And what else? I can come up with promotions and I'll just do it, which is good. Again, I'm very impetuous. When I decide I'm going to do something, it's just, I want to get on with it right now. And I don't want to go through red tape, and I don't want to ask for permission. I just want to try it. And if it flops, it's a learning curve. If it doesn't, it's, I did that, glory is mine. So yeah, it's really, really positive. And it's really empowering. I love it. I really love it. I recommend it.
Yeah, because I think the results are all yours. When you look back, you can think, okay, yeah, I didn't have to ask for permission, but I didn't have to, get a team of people in. This was my creation. I put it out there. And it's really interesting that you said you love not knowing, because I think there's so many people, that would be the scariest thing. That would be the scariest thing, that uncertainty of waking up and not having a routine. So yeah, just another question that's popped up is, do you think anyone, or do you think everyone could be an entrepreneur, or is it for a select, few crazies who do value uncertainty?
I think you have to be ready for that. And I think in 2011, I wasn't ready for that. I think it took doing all those things, nudging the comfort zone. I think that's what it took to get to that point where it's kind of, actually, every penny I make, I want it to be made from my effort, my ideas. I want that all to come from me. I think that is terrifying. And I think that is not for everybody. Some people have said to me, if I work for myself, I'd just stay in bed all day. I'd just lie in the garden. I think, no, you bloody wouldn't. Money to make. You've got to pay rent. You've got to pay bills. You've got to do all that yourself. So it's a scary prospect, but yeah, I'm not looking back. I love it.
Sure. And I think there's so many, this could be another conversation just talking about entrepreneurship and the qualities it takes. But I just think, you have to want it. You have to want it. If you're a sort of person who would, see yourself just enjoying the freedom a little too much, lying in every day, then perhaps it's not for you. But no, definitely, I wouldn't sort of look back. It's only 2 years for me. But it's
science, I think, wasn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I think you were. And I don't know. It's a very, very different world. Going from being employed to doing your own thing. It is very, very different. Yeah, it's always very, very different.
I think it actually makes you more productive, because if you go into work for a proper job, you go to work and someone says, right, today you've got to do this, 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 and this. And you might not be in that frame of mind. You might be feeling creative, or you might be feeling like you want to organize things, or you might be feeling a certain way, and you've got to push against that and do what you're told. Whereas if you're working for yourself, you've got your list of things to do, and you pick what I'm pretty sure you mentioned this to me a few calls ago. You just choose what you feel like doing, And because you're in the right mood, you get it done, and you get it done well and quickly, and and you feel good about it. It's a completely different vibe.
Yeah, very interesting point. Yeah, because it's just having that flexibility to choose, because you're right, in a job it's very much right, A, B and C in that order by the end of the day. Whereas when you're doing your own thing, it's, you know, what would I love to do? What am I in the right energy for? What do I feel inspired to do? And that changes day to day.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to go with the flow. Yeah.
Sure. So what's been the sort of biggest challenge in terms of, you know, setting up the business, going from employment to doing your own thing full time? What's been the biggest challenge for you?
I think one of the biggest challenges has been my own impatience. As I've mentioned before, when I decide I'm going to do something, I want to do it now. And I'm very childish, stamp feet, because I can't get on with what I want to do at the time. So 2 years ago, I was running my business online and just evenings and weekends. And that was really, really frustrating. But I knew that I was doing the sensible thing and taking my time, building up the stock, building up the reputation. It was just, I just want to get on with it. But I think the hardest moment for any entrepreneur is when you're almost ready to take the leap and you're just at that point where you're hovering on the edge of the cliff, but you're not quite ready to go. I think that's the hardest bit, and no one ever tells you that. But I think now it's probably time management, because I am everything in this business. I am owner, I am bookkeeper, I am photographer, website manager, picking and packing, windows, everything. There's so much to do that it's a time management thing. But it was you that told me about bullet journaling, wasn't it, the other day? I'm sure it was.
Yes, I think I mentioned it. My friend of mine, Alex, is doing it, and they're saying how incredibly sort of clear it is.
You know, it's amazing. It's amazing. I've got my little journal and my little colours and little boxes to tick and colour in, and I do my budget there, what I want to do on Sundays, just all my jobs for the week laid out. And it's kind of like you get that little reward when you colour in the box, which sounds really childish, but I am. But it's like a brain dump. And a lot of people I know really work well with electronic reminders, or just more lists. But to me, it's kind of ping and that's gone. There's no sense of reward. It's not creating a story as you're putting it down. And once it's gone, it's gone. Whereas I've got this reminder, this beautiful reminder of all the things that I've been doing for the last month. And it's kind of, it's just really rewarding having it like that, and to have it as a creative process of list writing rather than just, this is what I've got to do. It becomes, you end up doodling and drawing little sketches and different colours and everything. And it's just a much more personal and exciting way to manage your time. I'm spending a lot of time doing colouring, but again, it's just another way of getting yourself in that creative zone. And I just find it really, really positive. And that is my Bible. It goes everywhere with me now. It's just, yes.
That's awesome. I'm going to have to get one. Honestly, everyone I've spoken to has said just how productive they feel, just how fun it is.
Yeah, it is really fun.
And I love the idea of having something physical as well, because, you know, we have got all these amazing apps, but I think just to have, you know, this is my schedule. It's, you know, very old fashioned. It's got, you know, hourly what I'm doing. It does. There's a bit of colour in there, a little bit of colour in there. But I think it's just to have something physical so we can actually be creative instead of just typing.
Definitely.
I can see why that works.
I think it's actually proven that the act of writing something down creates a different kind of memory in your brain. That you're working on that creative side of your brain as well as the sort of logical, straightforward side. So it's I think it has a different effect doing it like that. And and it's so pretty.
Which is always a bonus. Always a bonus. So you are very, very creative. This is one of the things I love and admire about you is you have these ideas, and as you said before, you're not one to hold back, you know, your plan, but it's like, right, we're doing this, which I absolutely love. So for people who are watching and perhaps feel at times that they're, you know, just can't get into that creative flow, what tips would you offer somebody?
I would say just do stuff. Just start somewhere. I think for a lot of people, they say, if I had time, I would do this. I would learn the piano. I would take up drawing. I would rekindle my passion for whatever if I had time. The fact is, you make time. You make time for what you love and what you're passionate about and what excites you. And if you just ditched one of the box sets, maybe watched half in an evening rather than a whole box set, you've got all that time back and you can just do stuff, do time. But I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, I've got quite a lot of sort of nervous energy and I'm quite boingy. Sometimes I have to go for a run around to just burn some energy off. But even when I'm watching TV or just sitting around, I have to do something. I have to fiddle, I have to make stuff, I have to doodle. And again, the bullet journal is really useful for that because I'm doing something positive, but I'm burning some of that energy as well. So yeah, it's an opportunity to just try things out. Doesn't matter if they don't work. Doesn't matter if you fluff it up. Just try things. Make time to do the things that you care about. Get outside. Take photos of beautiful things, and just start. Just make a start somewhere, because if you don't do that, you'll never know. You'll never know how far you can go. So yeah,
great tip.
Find the magic.
Yeah, so just starting, just beginning to do it. And I hear this so often, and I mean this, lovingly, when people talk about, finding time. I need to find more time. And we're not going to suddenly open the drawer and go, oh, there's an extra hour.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, it's just we create time, we make time, as you said. And I think it's so important. We have to prioritize. We have to prioritize those things. So if it does mean half an hour less of Game of Thrones.
Steady on.
Okay, 20 minutes less. Let's be realistic. 15 minutes less of Game of Thrones. To make that time, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so good to just get back and just starting to play with stuff. If you're interested in clay, just start playing with clay. If you're interested in art, just start playing with paint. Just try anything. Be inspired. Go and see other people that inspire you. Surround yourself with happy people, and just let it flow. Really, don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Yeah. I think the environment's very important as well. I think the environment, I like to work. So if I sit at my desk all day, I find that in the beginning it's fine for an hour or so, but I have to, even if I'm just, moving from here to the living room, I find that it almost alters my energy. It alters my frame of mind. And I try and, hop around the house. I work in the kitchen for 20 minutes. But I think that could be quite powerful as well, just to, mix things up, to change our insight. And it reminds me, in New Zealand, I worked on a lot of farms, and it was I was staying with this one woman, and it was her and her friend, and we had this puzzle, and we were putting together the edges. And she said, right, once you find a piece, we have to move. I thought, what? And she'd make us stand up, so it was like a normal table, and we'd all stand on one side. And then when somebody found a piece, you would stand up and you go 90 degrees. I didn't get why she was doing this, but it was work. We were suddenly finding all these different puzzles, and we're getting through it really, really quick. And I said, why are we doing this? And she says, well, you're changing your perspective. You're changing your perspective. When you're looking at it at the same time, you're getting a bit stuck. You're forming this picture, but it's almost like you're looking at it with a fresh pair of eyes every time you do it. And it really, really worked. And I sort of stuck with this. So I'm one for hopping around the house and working from different places. I
think you've got a bit of that sort of spaniel style energy that I've got, haven't you? You just keep moving, keep doing stuff, keep trying stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. If I sit for too long, I need to move.
Run around.
Yeah, sure. So what or who inspires you? Maybe not just in business, but just in life. Who are your sort of role models?
Oh, well, I'd say from a perspective of the business, it would have to be Mary Portas, who's the self-styled queen of shops. She goes to independent businesses and she just gives them advice and sees things from a different perspective. And not only is she just this fab champion for independent retail, and she just really wants it to work. And she told David Cameron he's really got to make it work. But she's got this no-nonsense approach. She's just common sense through and through. But she's also really kind and really good-humoured. And she just she's just such a warm, friendly person, and she's just got that good balance of knowing what she's doing when it comes to business, and you take her seriously because, my God, she knows some stuff. But also, she's got this sort of warm fuzzy, you just want to give her a little hug type thing. And I know that whenever I'm feeling a bit flat or a bit uninspired, I just watch a rerun of one of her programs, obviously whilst, crafting, making something, doing something else. And it gets my mojo back. It really does. Just the way she looks at things, the things she suggests, and the way that she inspires people. I just find that really, really exciting. And then in a similar way, although slightly
different
industry, would be Darren Brown. Such a legend. He really is. And actually the background work that I did in 2012 was for one of his programs. I actually signed up to go on one of his programs like a complete lunatic. So I had to pretend to be a scientist all day, which was really fun while he was working on other subjects. Best day, so much fun. But again, he's got talent, he's got intelligence, and he's got a little bit of mischief, and he's got kindness. And I just think that's really just the winning combination. I think everyone should aspire to that kind of thing. But then I've also got my family. It's my dad originally, when I was a teenager, used to tell me about buying British and how important it was to buy British, rah, rah, rah. And I thought, oh gosh, so embarrassing and so tedious. But actually, he's got a bit of a point, because although we still need to import so many things from other countries, we can do quite a lot of stuff here. So, it's nice to support local, and it's nice to support other countries, but yeah, buying British is good. So him, my mum, her garden, her can-do attitude. I say, oh, I've just had this idea, I want to do this, and I visit, and she's done loads of stuff. What? Well, I don't know how she does it. And then my sister, she's amazing. She's raised two amazing boys, my nephews, who are really cool and funny and clever. And then obviously all the designer makers that I have in my shop. I've built this network. I know pretty much the first names of everyone who makes stuff for my shop. I know their stories, I know their backgrounds. Never met them, but I feel like I'm part of this little community of creative people, and I've got the little beating heart at the middle. So yeah, I'm lucky. I'm surrounded by loads of really cool people, and obviously my business coach as well is pretty
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so lots of people, and I think family. It's funny, your dad, growing up saying buy British, and that is very much your ethos now. Yeah,
it is. I mean, he is still a fruit farmer, so it was always about why buy apples from another country when they're in season here. So it's just
absolutely
sensible, really. It's just good sense, and I think people are coming around to that and also agreeing with it, that it's just obvious, we'll import them when they're not in season. It just makes sense. So
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And I think the other and I think as well as that, when stuff is made locally or it's handmade, it's just got such a different feel and a different charm compared to something which you could buy, which buy in a big shop, which everyone will wear or everyone will have. It will have a story. And it's just I love the personal aspect as well, because it's, I bought this from so-and-so, they do this, and, and as you said, you know the people, their stories, their backgrounds, who sort of contribute to your work. And I think that's so nice just to be a part of that.
I also have a little label on everything. On the price label, I have where it was made. So I've got bubble bath made in Wiltshire, and I've got mugs made in Stoke-on-Trent, and some pictures from Northampton, and just adding that little bit of background to it. I think people really like that, and they're really enjoying that in Cranbrook.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So my next question on here is to do with entrepreneurship, and particularly if there's people watching who are sort of early stage entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs. And I know there's many people who would say, I'd love to, I think we've all got these ideas, we've all got this, just this intuition or this inspiration that pops up from time to time to say, I'd love to do this. And then we think of a reason not to. So maybe it's time, maybe it's money, often it's money. And then it's, you know, all of this. But if there's somebody watching who's almost on the edge and wants to throw himself into it, what words of wisdom would you give to them, Kate?
I would say, in fact, I've actually printed out some little things. Be determined.
I love this.
Is number one. It's in red. These are in rainbow order because I'm really cool. I would say be determined and try and do one thing every day that just takes you even just a tiny step closer to where you want to be. I mean, this could be the smallest thing. This could be a social media post. It could be a blog. It could be just getting in touch with someone who inspires you, going to an event, just some tiny, tiny thing that just makes you feel in control. It gives you power. It just pushes you that little bit closer. And with everything you do, you will start to feel more connected and more confident. And it's a really good thing to do. And another thing is give yourself deadlines. Because we all say, as we said before, oh, I want to do this if I had time. You have time, make time, give yourself a deadline. And I believe a very wise young man said to me a couple of years ago, you know, where do you want to be? How long before you go with H&G full time? And I said 1 year, and 1 year later, boom. I was there, I was doing it. So I would say determination. Then I would say be fluid. I would say have a business plan. It's really, really important to have a plan, but don't be afraid to tweak it. Don't say, well, no, I can't do that because it doesn't go with the plan. You have to be fluid. If you stick too rigidly to it, you're going to miss loads of opportunities. Someone might say something and you think, oh, that's a good idea. And it just steer around the curves and just, be fluid. Okay. Fluff up.
Fluff up.
Don't be afraid to fluff up. I mean, I've had ideas that seem like strokes of genius, and I thought, yes, this is the one. This is the big money maker. And I've tried them, and they just completely pants. But that doesn't mean that the idea is wrong. And I mean, I've learned something, and it could be the timing, it could be the approach. I mean, put that idea on the back burner, try it again another time, different way. Just, you've learned something. It doesn't matter. Going wrong is part of life. We all do it, and we think, oh, don't do that again, or do that differently. So fluff up.
Fluff up, yep.
Network, I would say, but I've never really gone for traditional networking. I had to do it for my old job. So you go along and it's a breakfast meeting and you're just meeting with other business people and everyone's there to talk about themselves. No one cares. No one bloody cares what you're saying or about what you do. They're just waiting for their opportunity to talk about what they're there for. So, but it's a bit forced and dry and but I find that the best networking is going to art galleries, openings, going to music events, going to parties. I've met some of the artists that I've had exhibiting here at housewarming parties. Oh, you do that. Oh, well, I do this. Oh, and you just chat and they're genuinely interested in what you're saying rather than just all suit and tie, I've got to be here for work, which is a very, very different kind of thing. And everyone's there on their own kind of agenda. And finally, learn. Learn everything. I've been in retail, independent retail, for 22 years, which makes me very, very old. And I don't profess to know everything. I'm still learning. Everything changes so quickly. So any webinars that you can watch, I go to free training at trade shows. They just have a little seminar and I just go along, sit at the back, make notes, because it might be just one thing that you hear that sparks something brilliant. It's just, it's all good. And obviously coaching calls are very, very important too.
Yes.
they kind of, for me, it's not just what I learn from you, although I do learn a lot about bullet journaling, about other ways of looking at things, but it's also, you help me focus on everything I have learned over the last month or whatever, and we just kind of consolidate it and work out where we're going with it. And I just find that really helpful. So networking and learning and coaching and fluffing up to your heart's content.
Wow. I have to say, I love that. I've never had that level of sort of creativity and things being held up in an interview. I love that. I think we're going to have to make like a a promo video.
Okay.
I think I'm going to have to sort of edit this in a way where, you know, we give the first one away and then it's right. Watch the full interview to get the other four.
Okay. Yeah, we can do
that. Yeah, no, that's really cool. And the tips are so, each of them in their own right is just absolutely essential. Absolutely essential. So you're right, you know, taking action, just getting going, being clear on where you want to get to, but being fluid in the way you get there. Networking, absolutely. So important. You know, we can't do this on our own. We do need clients. And I completely get what you say about formal networking is very stiff. It's very, okay, you know, do you want to buy my product? What you described is just more humane, more, you know, how can we work together? How can our work or our interest, our skills complement each other? Absolutely. And that just feels so natural, because that's what we're here to do. It's just to, you know, love and connect. Fluff up, absolutely make mistakes. You know, as painful as it is at the time, as you say, you know, looking back and connecting the dots. Steve Jobs said you can't connect the dots looking forward, it's only backwards. So look at the lessons, look at what you can do differently. And your final point, learn. Yeah, absolutely. We don't know everything as much as, you know, sometimes I like to believe, I've read all these books. You know, there's a thing between, you know, reading a book and watching a webinar, but actually getting it down and applying it. And always be learning, always be growing. So some really amazing tips. And like I said, I want to put that in like a short promo video or something, because I think that's extraordinary.
Brilliant.
Wow. Okay. So my final question before we end with a couple of secret questions or sort of fun style questions, is what's next for Happy and Glorious? So what does 2017 look like for you, Kate?
What does it look like? It looks really shiny and nice and good. It's all been a bit of a whirlwind, certainly since I opened the shop in January, because I'm getting used to having a really busy, happy business. So I'm learning as I go about how that works and how to do my ordering differently and how to run a successful shop, which is what a lovely problem to have. So there's that, and just learning to accommodate being that busy and getting it right, not fluffing up too much. I've been lining up the year with lots of guest artists, and I'm pretty much booked up till October, which is really good, with lots of really clever people who are obviously very inspiring to me as well. And then I've got workshops as well, creative workshops. They're all booking up nicely. So that's tutors coming into my shop teaching my customers how to do things. Hopefully they'll maybe spend a few pounds with me as well. And obviously it's an opportunity for me to learn things. These are new techniques. I've got paper cutting, I've got pyrography, I've got silver clay jewellery making. All these things are things I can learn and maybe pursue and make and sell. And it's just moving in the right direction. And more designing. I want to do lots more designing as well.
Yes. So your own designing.
Yeah, I've got a few things, but that needs to grow. I need more things made by me. So I've actually set myself the goal of being my own guest artist in June, because I thought, again, giving myself that deadline and saying, right, you have to create a collection of work for June, and put your money where your mouth is, or something, words to that effect. Just making it work, really, and making it better, making it easier, and just enjoying it, really.
Absolutely.
Enjoying the fruits of my labour.
Sure. How exciting. And how can people learn about Happy and Glorious? What's your...
well, I have a website which is still running very nicely, which is www.happyglorious.co.uk, and I'm on social media as well, all the usual: Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and Twitter. That's the other one. People can find out all they want. Or
fantastic.
Have a chat.
I'll put some links in the description for people to connect. Wow. Okay. So final couple of questions. I always end with a couple of surprises.
I'm scared now, Will.
Yeah, the one I had, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, which I think you would have liked, is you are the latest addition in a box of crayons. What colour are you and why?
Oh, it's got to be purple with sparkly bits. I always liked the purple sparkly bit crown. Purple has been my favourite colour since I was about that big, because it's just a bit offbeat. It's somewhere between pink and blue, so it's kind of gender neutral, but kind of fabulous. And then the sparkly bits are just, you know, it's just sparkly. A natural choice, really.
Yeah, sure. I think it's a good question. I pinched that from I think it was an interview questions. You know, people are asking that in interviews apparently. But yeah, pretty insightful.
What colour are you? What colour are you?
I said orange.
Got to be really, isn't it?
Of course, you know, it'd be rude not to. So your two questions. Yes, first one is, what did you want to do when you were little? So when you were, you know, sort of 5, 6, 7, what did little Kate want to do when she grew up?
I believe I wanted to be a librarian, which is very, very rock and roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I played shops. I had a till. Yeah. It wasn't really till I hit about 17, which was kind of when I thought, I don't actually know what I want to do, but I'm doing my A-levels, so I'll just get this job. Went into independent retail, and then here I am 20-something years later, and I'm still a shopkeeper. So, yeah, okay. Librarian to shopkeeper, I would say.
Librarian to shopkeeper. Okay. And the final question for today: what one thing could you not live without in life? And it can't be
tea. It's tea. Tea. Yes. I've just finished my cup with you, and then I'm going to have another one in a minute. It would be tea, and obviously my friends and family, but primarily.
No, firstly tea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Very, very British, and exactly very suited to Happy and Glorious.
Can I have a hula hoop and tea?
Hula hoop? Do you mean the crisp or the?
Oh no, the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. At the same time.
Ideally, yeah. That's it. Right.
Surrounded by family and friends.
Yes. That's it.
Excellent. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today. Like I said, I want to put your links below for the website and also for your social media, so people can get in contact with you and say thank you for your wonderful words of wisdom. For now, we shall speak soon, but take care.
You too.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
Stop recording.